Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my weekly aquaponics videos. I believe this is week 19. Last week I mistakenly said week 17. I haven't edited that yet. As you can see, the fish are hibernating down the bottom now. It's quite cold. You can see it is about 11 degrees. Maybe 12, but capsicum's still growing quite tall there. Quite happy. The leaves are getting a little darker. Apparently they're supposed to be darker. I'll come at this angle without knocking everything over. Jeez. Capsicum's growing rather largish there. Quite happy. I found a second one sneakily growing away back there. This other one's reaching up to the roof. The foam fraction I put on this. The water you can't tell in the dark, but it's actually crystal clear now. This has stopped producing foam, but whenever I top it up, more foam comes out. Crystal clear water, very happy fish in there. None have died, I'm very happy to say. Fertilizer, because it's cold, and I've had a few issues with the pump, pumping out all of the water and nutrients. I'm running the fertilizer wide open at the moment to try and get some heat out of this bucket, keep the water from getting too cold and pipes freezing. Still got the lagging on there. The only upgrade I've done this week, this little DC pump I've got powering itself away in here. The specs are on week 16, I think, on the description for what this is, and this little solar kit. Can't really see too well in the dark, but this little battery bank here, actually manages to sustain that pump all night, I believe. It cannot power the inverter all night as well, yet. So I'm going to be getting a few more of these little Century batteries. These ones are supposedly 7 amp hour. You can't see the label in the dark. But yeah, this little pump that could here is now putting water up to a 4-way splitter, which you can't really see too well in here, which pumps out water. There we are. Pumps out water to all 3 buckets, which then now joins in this triple T section just here. So that is, and these are open significantly more. And I put in this valve to put some resistance in to make the water go through this one-way valve and drain back this way. I think I may have mentioned that last week, but yeah, this has to be still open a fair amount to stop these just flooding with the tubs just flooding with water. I'm actually starting to clean up in the shed a bit. That's why it's so messy on this side, because I'm cleaning up the opposite side. And I put a second splitter on for the second tank, which I have yet to get just here, which I'll get shortly enough. These little guys are not eating very much in this tank. They're zebra fish. They're also starting to hibernate because it's getting cold. I really hope I don't have to use a heater for these guys. I mean, they survive in the wild quite happy, these little guys, so it's actually a really small fish, you can't tell. But yeah, I don't see why they can't survive in the cold here. But these 3 extra buckets mean that when the system runs out of water, I've got that extra, it's probably 2.5 centimeters or an inch if you're American, I believe. America, you should stop using inches and yards, by the way. One of the only countries that still does. You should protest or something, I don't know. Stop using inches and old-fashioned measurements. I don't know if you can hear in the video. It's actually trickling through quite quick. This bucket is empty. This one I have actually pretty highly full of bio balls, which the guy at our local pump shop, Gaul Irrigation Supplies, I believe it's called, said, oh, don't worry about the 30 cents each on the bio balls. They've been sitting here for years, no one's used them. So he gave me the entire lot for $5, which was very generous of him. So yeah, the bucket's actually half full of, I should probably actually this bucket, not not the one behind it. So yeah, this bucket here is pretty full of bio balls, and I'm pretty pleased that I've got that, you know, fancy stuff that professionals use in there rather than just scoria. So this should be getting a bit more positive bacteria, which is causing the bubbles to stay unpopped, like you can see there. Which means with this decent aeration, like you can see on this absolutely huge stone I have in here, that is actually I think it's 20 centimeters long, it's 5 centimeters thick. That causes foam to appear very densely on the surface of smaller tanks like this, and that's why I decided foam fraction would be a good way to keep these clear. And I just have a bucket sitting here for now. If I just drain some water from the settling tank there into this one, I can tip it back in there, and these guys hopefully get to eat it. And they are actually eating quite a lot now. I'm checking my pH regularly. I'm adding a lot of compost. I'm adding a lot of weeds from the garden into that black tub. I'm using sugar so that they get nice, thick, healthy stem growth and everything now. That's largely thanks to adding sugar. That's beefed up a fair way compared to what it was. And I've culled off a few of the little ones which weren't doing anything on the side of the tray during the week. Anyway, still planning on putting the maggot foam in, and still planning on a few other upgrades, but that's it for this week. The only upgrades really with these 3 buckets. Yeah, I'll keep everyone up to date as much as possible on the system. Hope everyone has a good week, and I'll post another video next week. Bye everyone.